A very good morning to everyone. In chapter number 9, that is coordination compound. In the previous lecture we have learned about the classification of ligands, that is strong field ligand and weak field ligand. On the basis of that ligand we can analyze the type of complex, right? So today we'll learn about limitations of valence bond theory. You can just go through the NCERT. I am just going through the points. What are the limitations of valence bond theory? See, the limitations of valence bond theory has not given the magnetic nature. It was unable to explain the magnetic nature, whether the complex is paramagnetic or diamagnetic. Then other thing was that it was unable to explain the high spin and low spin complex, that is inner d orbital or outer d orbital. So high spin and low spin complexes was not explained by him. So that is one more limitations of him. Then he was unable to give the strength of ligand on the basis of crystal field theory, right? So strength of ligand was not given by him. And other thing was, the very last but not least, is the color complexes, whether the complex is colored or not. So color complexes was not given by valence bond theory. These were the limitations of valence bond theory. You can go through the NCERT and find out. Now our next topic, the today's topic, is crystal field theory. So what is crystal field theory? प्यार से हम उसको CFT बोल देंगे, right? So every now and then I am going to write CFT. So what is the crystal field theory? So there are some basic theory or some basic points you will find in crystal field theory, that this theory only consider the electrostatic interaction between ligand and central metal atom. तो सेंट्रल मेटल आइटम और लिगैंड के बीच में वो क्या पता कर सकते हैं? इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक इंटरैक्शन, उनके बीच में इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक इंटरैक्शन होता है. वाई? बिकॉज ही कंसिडर्ड दिस लिगैंड एज नेगेटिवली चार्ज एंड द सेंट्रल मेटल आइटम एज पॉजिटिवली चार्ज, राइट? सो इट कंसिडर्ड द लिगैंड एंड सेंट्रल मेटल आइटम एज अ पॉइंट चार्ज. व्हाट इट कंसिडर्ड? इट कंसिडर्ड एज पॉइंट चार्ज. पॉइंट चार्ज की तरह उसको वो मानता है. Suppose if you are having a neutral ligand, for an example, if you are having water is your neutral ligand, so then this neutral ligand is considered as dipole because it generates dipole. Oxygen being electronegative, more electronegative than hydrogen, so they will generate dipole over there. So this negative charge of this ligand will always point it towards the positively charged of central metal atom, and that with the electrostatic force of attraction. So two type of forces you will find, that is attractive force and another is repulsive force. So if you find attractive force, so this attractive force will decreases the energy of the system, and if repulsive force is obtained, then the energy of the system increases, right? So this theory says that to form a complex compound, that negatively charged ligand will always approach this positively charged central metal atom. Clear? So this was the crystal field theory. Now, on the basis of crystal field theory, the crystal field splitting will occur. So crystal field splitting. तो वो क्या होता है? Crystal field splitting क्या होता है? See. When we talk about crystal field splitting, we are talking about the splitting of d orbitals, and we know that this d orbital is having 5 suborbitals. One is dxy, then dyz, then dzx, then dx square minus y square, and the last is dz square. And we know that these d orbitals are having double dumbbell shape. इस तरह का शेप होता है, डबल डम्बल शेप. सो दीज आर द 5 d orbitals. उसमें dxy, dyz, dzx, dx square minus y square and dz square. So this d is having double dumbbell shape. Now let us explain the shape. When we talk about dxy, so we are having a plane x axis and y axis. Suppose this is your x axis and this is your y axis. If it is dxy, If it is dxy, then the lobes are present between x-axis and y-axis. So these lobes are present between x-axis and y-axis. This is your dxy. Clear? Now when you talk about dyz, again the lobes are present between y-axis and z-axis. So this is your dy and dz. So dyz. Then you are having dzx. So again you can say this is your x-axis and this is your z-axis. Again the lobes are present between z-axis and x-axis. This is your dzx. This was your dyz. So this 3 you will find in the similar manner, that the lobes are present between the axes. So here the lobes are lying between the axes and they are forming a set. So this set is known as triply degenerate. This set is known as triply degenerate. मतलब दोनों तीनों के तीनों कैसे है, सेम है. So this is triply degenerate. Okay, it means all these 3 lobes or all these 3 sets, they are having same energy. What they are having? Same energy. तो इन तीनों ऑर्बिटल्स के लिए जो एनर्जी होगी that will remain same. And this triply degenerate is known as T2G. These 3 lobes combinedly forming a set, and that set is known as T2G. Right? So what is degenerate? Degenerate means all those orbitals are having same energy. So this is a kind of first, that all these lobes are lying between the axes. Now the another set, what about dx square minus y square and dz square? So this is your second partition. Second partition is your dx square minus y square. So here you are having x-axis as well as y-axis. Same, but the lobe over here will lie along the axis. So this is x-axis and this is y-axis. So here the lobes are lying along the axis. So this is your dx square minus y square, and the another one is your dz square. So dz square, you are having all these 3 axes, x-axis, y-axis and z-axis, right? X, y and z. So this z-axis is having like this. It means here the inner you will find the electron ring over here. This is your dz square. So this is how the splitting will take place in d orbitals. There are 5 orbitals, suborbitals in d. So this d x square minus y square and dz square are having same types, that is the lobes are lying along the axis, and this set is known as EG orbitals. It is known as EG orbitals. So in EG orbitals the lobes are lying along the axis, and in T2G the orbitals are lying between the axis. Clear? So when the metal ion, it is in isolated state. Isolated state means when it is in non-bonding state. So when it is in isolated state, all these 5 d orbitals, they are having degenerate, or you can say same energy. All these 5 orbitals are having same energy, means they are degenerate. But whenever the ligands approach, so whenever the ligands approach, the central metal atom will form a complex, right? So there will be the repulsion between electron pair of ligand as well as the valence electrons of central metal atom. Let me explain you. This is your central metal atom. If the ligands are approaching, so they will find the repulsion between this electron and the valence electron of this central metal atom. So this repulsion will increase the energy. This repulsion will increase the energy. अभी हमने देखा ना कि attractive forces decrease the energy of the system and repulsive forces increases the energy of the system. So because of this repulsion, the set will be divided into T2G and EG. इस तरह से divide हो जाएगा. So depending on the type of this repulsion, it will divide into T2G or EG. So the energy will change, okay, और energy बदलने से this orbitals will not remain degenerate. Now they will have the another energies because they are having different energies. So when the splitting will occurs, the splitting will be maybe like this. This is a d orbital. So the splitting will be like you may have T2G over higher and EG over lower, or else the just reverse of this, you will get EG over here and T2G over here. So two types of splitting can obtain. Fine. So the splitting of d orbital into two different sets of orbital in presence of this repulsive field, it will create by the approaching ligand. जो भी ligand उसको approach कर रहा है, that will create the difference in energy, right? And this is known as crystal field splitting. What is crystal field splitting? Splitting of d orbital into two different set of orbitals in presence of repulsive field created by the ligands. That is known as crystal field splitting. Clear? In the next lecture, we'll learn about the crystal field splitting in octahedral field. So how this energy will changes, why this T2G are upper and why these EGs are down, and what does it mean. So rest of the thing we'll learn in next lecture. Till then, bye bye.